Hey y'all, let's do a photography quick tip right quick. Tip of the day, these videos are not going to be very long. I'm just going to say it. All right, I was conversing with one of my subscribers the other day, and they mentioned that I should come up with a list, or I should share my list of ideas. I was doing the photo walk kind of chat while I was walking around doing some street photography. I wanted to share it with you. Here's the page out of my notebook, and these are just some that I wrote down that I kind of look for, and I'll pick one a lot of times and just work on that. These are just ideas to give me something to focus on while I'm shooting photography. Number one is colors like red or yellow or blue or black, or just something. Just a color would be a very good choice. Contrasting colors is another good one, like red and green, or yellow and purple, or red and white, or some kind of a theme like that where the colors work together or against each other that creates tension maybe. Shapes like squares or circles or triangles or something. Symmetry like balanced layout, or pairs in the image to where it creates symmetrical looks. You got triples or triplets or triptychs. There's a bunch of different words for it, but basically three of something that happens multiple times, typically three sets of three. I have one photo of that I can think of right away that's on my website, and I was looking down at an intersection, and there's three groups of three people crossing the intersection at once, and I grabbed a quick photo of it. All right, triples of anything, or what the people will do, triptych photos, and they call that triptychs. What it is, it's like three photos that kind of tell a story together. That's one way of doing it. Like find three things that go together to kind of tell a photographic journey or story or something, or in one photo have three of something, or three different actions, or three different subjects, or something like that, or three different exotic things that are going on. But triples is another one I have. Leading lines to something of interest is another good one. Don't just try to have leading lines that run away to nothing. Try to have something being led to, okay? Whether it be people or a car or a building, the road runs out and there's a mountain in the background. That's a good one. But just having a leading line running out of frame, it leaves you wanting, and the image is kind of lost. Now, if you was to put a leading line in the first image and then a leading line from the third image, and then both pointing to some subject in the center, then maybe that works as a triple. This is another idea. It's just ideas. 7 is simple geometry, just of any kind, whether it be architectural or the corner of a car, and get that geometry. Geometric patterns of any kind. I know I said shapes, and those are kind of the same thing. They're pretty much exactly the same thing. That's just something else I look for. Next thing in the book is people. People are always doing interesting things. If you don't have anything else to photograph, start just people watching. And I've telephoto photographed them. I've wide angle photographed them. It doesn't seem to matter. You hear people say that using like 135 millimeter makes you look creepy. It don't. It just makes you like you're using a longer telephoto lens. It's a photograph. My next thing on my list is number 9 is expressions or gestures. Those always work really well. Real strong expressions, preferably people not yelling at you to threats, would be a good idea, but you get the point. Number 10 is specific people, like unusual hair, unusual like tattoos, extraordinary clothes, things like that. There's an entire subculture of people in Japan that dress up and cosplay and just go out on the street and walk around. And they're there for the street photographers, basically. If you see someone that's dressed really, really different from everybody around them, that makes for an interesting photo. Just grab the picture. You can even ask them to do portraits. I know people that do portraiture of street portraits like that, and it creates a really interesting body of work. it's just a way of coming up with something to do that day, you know. And then number 11, I've got it marked, is people in motion. That's my personal kind of favorite. And if I can, I will always do at least some whenever I go out with my camera. Doesn't matter what lens I have or what camera body I'm using, I'll dial that shutter speed down to 1/40th or 1/50th of a second, and I'll start doing some pan and blurs. And I'll get me some interesting photos. Normally I'll get at least one good keeper out of the deal. Normally. But that was just what's on my list of things for me to remember. If I'm out and I'm wondering, like, am I just kind of wandering around looking for something to take a picture of? Because a lot of times those are very unproductive days. So with that, this is David, the Georgia photographer, saying until next time, get your camera out and go take a picture with it. All right, we'll see you later. Bye bye.